Welcome to the Convenient Solution. In this channel we provide ignou assignment solution which are also helpful in your exam preparation. If my videos are helpful to you, please like and subscribe to my channel. Question: critically analyze the concept of collective security in the post-war years. Answer: critical analysis of collective security in the post-war years. The concept of collective security emerged prominently after World War II, driven by the aim of preventing future global conflicts through collective action by a community of states. It was grounded in the idea that aggression against one member of the international system should be regarded as an act of aggression against all, prompting a collective response to maintain peace and security. The most notable implementation of collective security in the post-war era was the establishment of the United Nations, UN, particularly its Security Council, which aimed to provide mechanisms for enforcing peace through diplomatic, economic, and military measures. However, the practical application of collective security during the post-war years has faced numerous challenges and criticisms. The United Nations and collective security. The United Nations, founded in 1945, was designed as the institutional embodiment of collective security. The UN Charter, particularly in Chapter 7, outlined provisions for the Security Council to take collective action, including sanctions or military intervention, to address threats to international peace. This was a direct response to the failures of the League of Nations, which had failed to prevent the rise of fascism and the outbreak of the Second World War. In theory, collective security through the UN could provide a framework for maintaining peace. By promoting multilateral cooperation, the UN was expected to resolve conflicts through diplomatic means, and if necessary, authorize the use of force to maintain peace. Key examples of this system include the Korean War, 1950 to 1953, where the Security Council authorized military intervention under the banner of collective security to defend South Korea from the North Korean invasion. Similarly, the Gulf War, 1990 to 1991, saw unbacked military action to eject Iraqi forces from Kuwait. The limitations of collective security in the Cold War context. Despite its theoretical appeal, collective security faced significant difficulties during the Cold War. The ideological rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union, combined with their status as permanent members of the Security Council with veto power, undermined the effectiveness of the UN's collective security system. The Cold War context was marked by a global division between capitalist and communist blocs, where both superpowers exercised their veto power to block interventions that went against their strategic interests. For instance, during the early Cold War years, the Soviet Union's intervention in Hungary in 1956 and Czechoslovakia in 1968 went unchecked by the UN, as the USSR used its veto power to prevent any action. Similarly, the US vetoed resolutions critical of Israel, particularly during the 1967 Six-Day War and other conflicts in the Middle East. These instances demonstrated the limitations of the UN's collective security mechanism when the interests of the major powers were at stake. Moreover, the UN's inability to effectively address civil wars or internal conflicts further diminished its credibility as a collective security institution. While the UN could mobilize peacekeeping forces in specific cases, such as in Cyprus or the Congo, it often struggled to respond decisively to conflicts that lacked clear international boundaries or state actors. The inability to address the root causes of internal conflicts, like ethnic or ideological divisions, led to the failure of many peacekeeping operations to restore lasting peace. The concept's relevance in the post-Cold War era. With the end of the Cold War and the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, the international order experienced a brief period of unipolarity dominated by the United States. During this period, the concept of collective security regained some momentum, with the UN taking a more active role in peacekeeping and conflict resolution in the 1990s, particularly in regions like the Balkans, Rwanda, and Sierra Leone. However, the 2003 invasion of Iraq by the United States, without UN approval, signaled a return to unilateral action, challenging the credibility of collective security in the modern era. Thanks for watching.